Either you help us with the financial assistance to make our energy from green sources, or you allow us to use the fossil fuel.
How should we persuade countries at different levels of development to embrace the concept of normative imperative?
Yes, actually, it is argued in my book. I said that in my book that it is a scientific study. I did not project something that, okay, this normative power, the holistic power to accept by other states. I said that this is the reality. And because of the Western countries, America and other countries, they always think realism, like if you become powerful, then other country will become relative gain concern, then they fight. But it does not exist anymore. That's what I said. It is less relevant now. I explained it how it is the reality. I am not saying that you buy my idea, you subscribe my idea. I don't say this. I said that this is the scientific study I made. If the states realize this truth, then it will automatically states will find better way to find an outcome which is suitable for them, and it will be also helpful for the globe, for our planet to prosper. Because when holistic power comes, then you need soft power. If you want to gain soft power, you need to behave well. You need to say the right thing. That you need to do the right thing, not the wrong thing. And it also needs support of other states. And material power is a bad thing. That's the only thing they are saying, the Western countries, that only if you become material powerful, militarily powerful, then they will dominate others. So you just try to increase your material power or military power. So that is a bad thing. That makes things worse. Then that makes you fight. But I said that this is one thing it is important. If you don't have material power, then maybe you cannot do anything. But it is equally important the normative power, the soft power and the support. And that soft power and support element will inject the states to behave better, because they are bound to act within this normative imperative. So this is how once the states realize this holistic power, then they will behave better. Then the state-to-state cooperation will become better. And then the justice will be injected in the developing countries, because they have to behave well. So automatically it will be helpful for all the countries to prosper, like Bangladesh or African countries, for every countries. But if we just consider which is not the right thing, the Western countries say the military power, China is becoming very powerful, so we have to fight, we have to increase military power, budget. These things are just taking us to the back, to the history, to the old ages. But with this holistic power, the situation will be better. And this is the reality. I don't actually argue that you have to buy this. I explain it how it is the truth, how it is the reality in the current world. Okay.
What Asian philosophies do you think are valuable for the West and may strengthen the global cooperation?
Yeah, actually, the Western civilization, they have developed through scientific innovation to dominate the nature. They are not, after the Renaissance period, 1500 Renaissance, earlier they were like so much superstitious with religion and all these things. So after that, once they found these scientific innovations, they tried to dominate the nature. This is how they developed. But in Asian countries, like in China, it's like the harmony between nature, people and nature, Tianxia. It's the sky and all, and with the harmony with the people. So we have this kind of philosophy to live in harmony. And they have that kind of philosophy, that dominance. So this is like inherent. And if you also see the history, like Zheng Ho, he traveled around the same time like Columbus discovered America, but he didn't occupy other country. He returned back to China. So China in the history, we see that never occupied other countries. We have a philosophy of living in harmony, living together. And in the current world, it's more like this. Under President Xi Jinping, the philosophy, all these things, living in prosperity, with common prosperity, harmony, this is inherent in our ideas, in Asian ideas. So it's more different than other countries. And as you said, the climate change, it's a bit tricky for a country like Bangladesh. Like China, I have been to 17 to 18 provinces in China. I can tell you that I have been to 53 countries in the world. So I can tell you that the development of infrastructure in China can be compared with any country in the world now. But the country like Bangladesh, we are just developing. So for us, the climate change is the issue of climate change, the emission is very important, because if we are asked not to make carbon emission, then it means that, okay, we are contributing to save the earth, but it at the same time means that we live in the same state, we don't prosper anymore, we don't develop anymore. So I also argued in my book that we need some space for the countries which are not developed yet, which are still developing. Either you help us with the financial assistance to make our energy from green sources, or you allow us to use the fossil fuel. You reduce fossil fuel because you are already developed. Because your emission of carbon dioxide is luxury emission, and for us it is survival emission. We need to live. We need to find our way of living. So it is very important for us. This is a dilemma. It is because if we need to save the earth, but at the same time we also need to develop. So it is very important for the countries like Bangladesh and other developing countries to find a way out how to make this work.